What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norn Radd 89 here, bringing you another video today. Rad movie review. We are going to be talking about Scream 2, 1997. Oh man, can't wait to get into this one because, like I said, this is to me, in my opinion, the last good Scream movie. Because 3 and 4, like they kind of shit the bed for me. So let's get into this. We're going to get in depth and, of course, be talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen this film, again, what are you doing here? Go run it out and watch it so you can come back and we can talk about it. Scream 2, 1997. This is a major sequel in this franchise because some people I've seen throughout the years actually argue that this film is better than the first one. I myself, at some point when I was younger as a teenager, I used to have more fun with this film, to be honest, because I think it just has a better vibe. It found another way to be meta at the same time, just like the previous first film, but it commented on itself again, and it still worked. It was, to me, I think, more comical because Jerry O'Connell was in it, Timothy Olyphant is in it, and they're really two good side characters, and they play off of each other very well. Jamie Kennedy, that whole scene when they're arguing about really good sequels and stuff like that is probably one of the best scenes in the film, so I love that aspect of this film, and that's why as a kid I used to have a little bit more fun with this film. But as I grew older, in terms of enjoyment and being how an actual slasher is, and I think the first film to me is a little scarier than the second film. Like if I was to go on scare factor, I think that first film is a bit scarier. But also in this second one, we have some really good new characters, like and new actors coming into the roles, like Jada Pinkett Smith's in it, Laurie Metcalf, and as I said, Jerry O'Connell, Timothy Olyphant. There's a lot of good new actors and actresses in this one to have fun with. And then we have, of course, the returning OGs from the previous film. We also have some cool kills in this film, like one of, like, even though I hate it really bad, but the Jamie Kennedy kill is really good. Like I like that whole like scene when he's walking around and he's talking on the phone, even though like a lot of people argue like they should not have killed him because he's arguably one of the greatest, best characters to have fun with, Randy. So oh man, that scene was definitely brutal, but I liked it. And then you see the blood kind of dripping out of the bottom of the van, so this one does have some really cool kills, but there are some things that actually kind of bother me with this one. As I grow up, I notice them a little bit more. Like one of those main scenes, I don't care how people talk about it or what people say, that scene when Neve Campbell is in the back seat with her friend, her roommate, and they get the car crashed and like the ghost face is in the front driver's seat and he's knocked out. Oh no, man, when she climbed to that front, she should have pulled off a piece of glass. She should have just stabbed the shit out of him and ripped that mask off, and then we would have knew who it was, which that was Timothy Olyphant's character, because next time we see him, he has like the bruise on his head and stuff. And so like I think that scene really does bother me. That whole scene like just agitates me. And then her friend gets taken out when she goes back to recheck up on the car, and like he's not in the driver's seat anymore. So it's just that whole sequence kind of really does bother me. So that's the problem with this film, is like I really can't have fun with it, but there's some like edgy little minor things that really itch and bother me in this movie. And like Neve Campbell's character, kind of hate the fact that she falls for the whole boyfriend thing again, even though it makes sense because, you know, Billy was the killer and was the villain in the previous film with Stu. So it does make sense that she has that suspicion for her boyfriend. But I think, you know, Jerry O'Connell, just the way he was, the way his character played off throughout the film, at no time when I watched the film back in the day did I ever think he was one of the bad guys. I really didn't. To be honest, I thought, like, before him, I really thought it was going to be Randy or Timothy Olyphant, really, to be honest. And that kind of sounds fucked up and messed up, like, to say that about Randy, but, like, I really had more inclinations and leaning to them being like the killer, you know what I mean? Because Randy had this cool little suave debonair vibe thing about him, and being in college that was a little different, and I was like, you know, who knows, like, kind of thing. But it ended up being, you know, Timothy Olyphant, and Laurie Metcalf is in this film too, so, and she is Billy's mother. So them two are like the villain characters at the end in that whole sequence. And that third act too is kind of cool. I like it, the way it plays out and stuff like that. The fact that we have like a mini chase thing with Dewey and Gale, And then we have Nev Campbell on the side. It kind of splits them up, you know what I mean, to have this cool final act where they do meet. You know, Nev Campbell kind of suspects Gail for a moment there when she comes out of the back room, but then you see Billy's mom has the gun to her. So it's got some really cool theatrical moments. It plays off very theater status, like it is played out in the scene where the set is. It's in the theater, so it does play out well. And like I said, Scream 2 is a very successful sequel to Scream. It's just now that growing up more, I do have more better time with the first Scream. I think it's scarier. I like the lines better. I enjoy Billy and Stu as better villains in that movie, and I like the whole ending third act a little bit better too. But this one still, like I said, Scream 2 is the best to me in terms of sequels. It's the best sequel that we have in the Scream franchise, you know. So thanks for sticking around with me, y'all, for another video as we talk about Scream 2, and we're counting down to Scream when I'm going to get a chance to see it, hopefully pretty soon. I'll be checking that out, but we got to get to Scream 3 and Scream 4 first, so stay tuned to the channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you're new, and I have a lot of other videos, playlists, and all that kind of stuff that you can go check out. Have a safe and happy day, everyone. Peace out.